So we know that one of the basic principles in Tai Chi is the ability to shift your weight. What does it mean to shift your weight? Put your weight on your right, lift up the front foot, the other foot. Shift your weight, put it on the left, lift up the right foot. Put the right foot down, shift your weight, put it on the right, lift up the left. That's the shifting of weight, okay? So that principle, the basis of the foundations, is displayed in Tai Chi Walk, okay? All right, hands at your waist. So we're gonna see the connection between T stance, L stance, bow stance. Pivot, good Tai Chi posture. So we're not straight up now, we're kind of relaxed. We're sinking our shoulders. Pivot on your right foot on a zigzag. Shift your weight to that right foot. Lift up your left heel, put it down. Turn the hips and waist. This is the place where the energy has to move. Bow stance. We adjusted the right or back foot to a 45-degree angle. We're about 50-50. We're not favoring the front. Sit back, sit down. The better you can store that energy in the back foot will allow you then to move, to zigzag to the left. Put your heel out on a line or parallel, energy stored on the back. Move that energy, flatten out, bow stance, bow and arrow. Sit back, sit down. Pivot on a zigzag, walk in that direction. Heel out on an L. Turn the hips and waist, move that energy, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that left direction, heel on a L stance, turn the hips and waist, move that energy, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, holding your ball, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Stretch. Do you notice my backhand? Is your backhand like mine? Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball for better balance on a T, out on an L, move that ball. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball on a T, out on an L, move that ball, get a good stretch. Half step forward, hold your ball, spin your ball to the right, lift up your hand, lift up your foot, point it down, get a good stretch. White crane spreads its wings. Weight is on the back. Drop your front foot as you bisect your body. Look back at your back hand that's higher. Lift up the front foot, bring it to the ear, set out your heel, multitask. Brush your knee, hands go for the ride. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, L stance. Turn the hips and waist, that's how the hand gets to the side. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Parallel higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist. Brush your knee. Half step forward. Sit back on the back foot. Rock to the toe. Set it on its heel. Playing your lute. Drop your front foot. Center your front hand. Open to the ceiling. Weight on the back. Lift up, ear, toe, heel. Pivot to the middle. Repulse of the monkey 1. Center, higher, glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel, pivot to the middle, slide forward, slide back. Center, higher, glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel, pivot to the ball of your foot as you repulse 3. Center, higher, look, lift up, ear, toe, heel. This one now, you see this foot here? You turn it this way. So it's now parallel to the cross section, or I'll explain it. Meet in the middle, slide forward, slide back. This foot should be ready to go to the street side and not too much fudging to hold your ball on a T stance. So the last repulsing of the monkey, when we bring this foot back, should come this way to come this way. Rather than coming like the regular positioning this way, we need to come up, down, turn that right away so that it's parallel yet to another line or on that other line facing the street, so that we will be in position for holding our ball to grasp the bird's tail. Okay, so let's just take it with the right foot on a line or parallel to the line on a T stance. We're going to grasp the bird's tail, forcing ourselves to understand the principle that our hands go for the ride. Out on an L, move that ball, push your opponent away, stretch. Turn your hips and waist, turn it first, then reposition your hands. And how is it going to go down? Are you going to come down like this? I see lots of you going down like this. It's wrong. Can you correct it? How? Weight goes slowly to the back. The hands go for the ride. Turn your torso. Turn again to look and touch, but only push from the center of your body. Shoulder width away, dropping down, making yourself small, storing that energy. How are you going to come up? You extend by powering that energy from the back to make that extension. On the other side, sit back, sit down, pivot, ball for better balance on a T, out on an L, move, ball, give me my space. Turn your hips and waist, then power that energy on the back foot. Do not move your hands, only because they're connected, contact, center push, separate shoulder width, roll back, coil yourself up, and extend that coil as you push forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, cup, 9, 10, 10, 9, 9 o'clock, two things happen. Flip the hands, close the feet. Look at that hand that's going on the right and the back, hook. Left hand across your face, step out an L, turn the palms as you push out. Single whip. Half step. How are we sitting back? Doing this? No. Sit back, it naturally opens, lifting up the front foot, putting it down, turning hips and waist, going up the mane, crossing. We're going to step out to the left with our heel. Both palms go down. Gather the energy, center, right foot, right hand, kick out. In, L stance, extend the knee, double punch. Sit back, sit down. Don't move those hands, they're attached. Pivot, left hand, left foot, up, kick out. In, hook, split, down halfway, veer to the left, extend and set. Up, shift your weight, golden cockerel. Toe down, pivot, hook, split, down halfway, veer to the right, set, up, shift weight, golden cockerel. Okay, in the movements that we did, I can see at least 3 times that we're veering to the right and veering to the left. One is when before we get into double punch, we're coming out with our left foot towards our left, gathering that energy, coming up, right hand on the outside, coming out like this, in. We're veering now to the zigzag way, so we're here, we're there, okay? Coming in this way, And your specific question was, after we stretch out on a serpent, we're getting to that point, we veer. Not veer means to favor or to lean towards that side, not necessarily lean, but favor that side in a zigzag. And so your question was specifically asked, do we just come and point straight? And I say no, because we're veering to the left. Okay, because what we want to do, we want to get back home eventually. So the choreographing says you have to veer, otherwise you will be off course. But there's something more to that, okay? And then you come up this way. But it helps us now to then face squarely this way, and then veer now to the opposite way, which is our right, and then come up. Now, to undo this veering so that we don't end up this way and want to go straight, it's coming down, and when we shuttle, we do not take the front position, but we take the zigzag again this way. And to get out of this going directly towards that angle, we then take the opposite. Then we straighten out by coming down on a needle at the bottom of the sea. Then, and then there's another one as I do this. There's another veering. The veering occurs when we deflect. When you deflect, you're coming down on your heel, but you're swerving out this way, coming in, and then coming to a straightaway this way. Okay? And then there's some little veering when we open, when we close our form, we pivot out, pivot in, that kind of thing. Those are little minor ones, but still important. So good question.
Zigzagging, right?
Yeah. Zigzagging. What I try to impress on you, and I know that sometimes it does not reach you, is that when we do our Tai Chi walk, and I said, pivot and walk in that direction, that means both hips are going in this zigzag direction. When we then put an L stance, we are then, how should I say it, adjusting that zigzag. But then we don't want to go straight forward. We want to then be able to zigzag. We want to be able to walk in this zigzag direction. We can never walk in the zigzag position if one hip is there because it's forced because of this leg positioning there, and this hip turning this way. It's going to hurt your knees or your hips. So you're going to have to walk in this direction. But what is that word I'm looking for? The adjustment comes when you take an L stance on a line or parallel to the line. If it's out this way, it's not going to help you. It's going to ruin your knees. Parallel or on the line, walking in this direction, moving your hips and waist, turning and addressing that front foot all the time. But once you get sloppy or you don't understand the principle, this foot turns, this foot is saying, I know I'm going to go there. I want to save my energy and keep it there. That's not the way it's done. You turn. Walk in this direction. L, you turn, the energy moves.